What's up, Build a Kingdom? As you can see, it is very fall outside, and that means we are definitely into build season. We got to strip the body off of this car. Actually, we got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of irons in the fire right now. Blue brake line, rear brake line on the blue truck, so waiting for that to show up. As you can see, the Beetle's in the shop on the lift. Waiting for rear brake drums for that. We're gonna trade that. We got a little thing going on with that. Okay, I found someone to trade it. I think maybe we'll end the episode with that. Maybe we'll go get the new project. Yeah. But first we gotta strip the body off of it. The brake drums aren't here, and the brake line's not here. Fix these two. And currently you're on my wife's Traverse, but that needs an oil change. Suppose we got some other stuff going on that we're just not gonna talk about because I'm gonna act like it's not happening. Beside the point. Gotta get the body off there. And you only need a couple of tools. You need a 10mm, a drill to drill out rivets, and I think it's a 9/16 or a 5/8 to get that chain off. Other than that, we can pretty much strip the entire body off that time. So, that's what we're doing. First, a little time lapse, we're gonna rip the body off this car. Yeah, let's do that. Well, she's naked. I'm not taking the hood off yet just to keep crap out of the engine bay while we're outside. So, same thing with the trunk. And both of those pieces are in pretty good shape, so I probably won't replace those anyway. But when we go to clean up and paint, holy shit. Look at that. I think we're gonna have to put a new back bumper on. I wonder when that happened. Dang. That must have happened when Cole drove under the back of the car. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, that's got to be from when Cole drove under the back of the car in that big wreck. We never took the tailpiece off. But apparently, it punched the back of the car in. Okay, so we got some work to do right there. Things you find when you take the body off. This is all punched in too. That wasn't punched in before. Okay, yeah, sure. We're finding stuff. Okay, well, other than that, structurally, she's pretty good. This stuff's all still in decent shape. I've had to hammer this one out before, you can see there. But structurally, we're good. We're going to completely strip this car down to absolutely nothing and repaint the chassis, like the actual chassis, the interior, because you can see the cage has got some rust and stuff, surface rust. Same thing on the other side. We're going to take it all the way down to nothing. Paint the chassis, give it a once over, clean up. I gotta make some new mud guards. That one's still good, but the one on the other side's smoked. But yeah, she's super naked. This one's all been fixed up before too. You can see it's all smashed and banged up. But it's been pulled back. The back of it's all pushed in still right now. That's gonna have to get pulled out. Things you find when she gets naked. I thought this bumper cover looked funny, like it was pushed in. It was definitely pushed in. That's a couple inches. That's smashed in there. That's all probably from that wreck at Ransomville. I was so focused on the front, I didn't even look at the back. Oh boy. Well, it is what it is. That's been pushed in and fixed a bunch of times. People like to drive into this side of the car. But that's where we're at. Pile of body panels. The doors, we're gonna raffle the doors off. I think we're gonna do we'll do like 50 spots at $10 a spot. Winner gets to pick which door they want. Second place gets whatever door is left. I just realized that one's got a much darker outline on the number. That's the side toward the flag stand, so. Huh. We had to replace that number at one point because it got all scuffed up. As you can see, it's scuffed up again, but that is drastically different. Anyways, I have a weird feeling the winner's probably going to pick that one. I could be wrong, but yeah, we're going to raffle those off. Ooh, look at those pretty new brake drums. Shiny. They came painted. Nice. Well, getting this thing finished up here. I wanted to, we had a little bit of a vibration in the rear end on under braking, so I'm assuming those old brake drums we had on there were pretty warped. So ordered a set of new brake drums from Rock Auto. We got some new gas gauge parts, got that stuff hooked up, got the gas gauge working, got the brakes hopefully fixed. Hopefully that does the job. Want to make sure that TC's got brakes and he can read his gas gauge. So I'm going to get the back tires on this thing, get this thing back down on the ground, and then I'm going to go pick up the truck and trailer. We're going to load this thing up. We've had a lot of fun with this car. It was a fun project. I always wanted a Beetle. Now I can say I owned a Beetle. But it's time for a new project. So we are going to trade the Beetle today. So say goodbye, because this is the last time you're going to see it probably. And then I'll introduce you to the new project. This is not the new project I was talking about. I actually forgot, totally forgot about this car until I came down here to grab the truck and trailer. This is a new project, but it wasn't the new project I was talking about before. So I didn't even know about this car. My father did this all on his own. Being that we race cobalts, we are constantly on Marketplace looking at cobalts and cars that have 2.4s in them, stuff that we use. And this one popped up a few days ago. And when my dad looked at it, he noticed that there was a paper registration on the back of it, because the listing didn't say anything about the car other than it had a blown motor. So he saw that and he zoomed in, and if you might be able to see it, I don't know. Can you see it? Tennessee. He saw that it said Tennessee, and he said, oh, that's probably solid. As you know, I live in New York, and solid cobalt shells are getting harder and harder to find. Needless to say, blown motor, it blew up by the sounds of it when they were driving it back from Tennessee. I don't know what they were asking for the car, because I didn't do any of this, my dad did. I can tell you he paid $400 for it. He tends to not pay much for stuff. Him and Don are pretty good at negotiating when it comes to getting stuff. So beautiful, beautiful cobalt shell. Gorgeous car. I mean, it's like, it doesn't really have any dings or dents or nothing in it. Obviously it had an issue in the front here. They put a new nose cone on it, but there's a little dent at the bottom of the door there. But I mean, just beautiful. This shell is gorgeous. I would say this shell is as nice, if not nicer, than that white one that we built the doctor's second car out of. This thing's beautiful. So, Brad, what are you doing with this new shell? Are you building yourself a new car? No. No, I am not building myself a new car. I am building a new car, and I'm not selling the car. So I guess in a way it's building myself a new car. But this is what we're doing with this car, okay? So, front wheel drive racing does not get a whole lot of respect. It's kind of looked down upon, and the bigger teams, the rear wheel drive guys, tend to talk a lot of crap about the class. So this is what I'm doing. We are going to build another car. This car will be for promotional use. The idea is to put those bigger drivers in this car on the racetrack. Put them out there with us, let them drive the car, interview them afterward, because I think they're gonna find out real quickly that front wheel drive is a driver's class. It changes the dynamic. That's the idea. The idea is to gain some respect for the class by putting bigger drivers in here. Tony Kaleza from Tony's interviews is said he wants to be involved. He's gonna try to help find drivers to put in the car. He's gonna do interviews. We got BK Racing said they're on board to sponsor us some stuff for the build. If anybody else wants to help out, hit me up, shoot me a message. Well, obviously we can use parts. If somebody's got, you know, an old full containment seat laying around, I'm thinking probably like an 18, because drivers are obviously going to be different sizes. So, you know, we don't want too small, we don't want too big, something that the big guys can squeeze in, and the little guys, we can add some padding, you know. So if you want to be involved, if you're a business that wants to be involved, obviously if you donate parts or tunes or anything to the build, your name will be on the car, because that's the whole idea. You know, get your name out there, and we get to put some bigger drivers in the car, which will be publicity for your business. So that's what this car is for. But now I have to get this car unloaded off the trailer so that I can go get the new project that I was talking about before. All right, y'all. Are you ready for the new project? It's pretty cool. I mean, Connor thinks it's cool. What do you think, Connor?
It's cool.
It's cool. All right, you ready? There it is. We traded the Beetle for a 1984 Trans Am. It's from Virginia, so it's got a little bit of miles on it. It's got 122,000 miles on it. But it is a T-top car. But it's not only a T-top car. It is also a 5-speed car. So, 5-speed, T-top, 1984 Trans Am. Obviously, it needs a seat. So, we gotta hunt around, try to find some seats for it. I also do not like these wheels. We're gonna find some wheels and tires for this thing, something a little bit better. Because yeah, I'm not a fan of those wheels, but I also don't know how I feel about this spoiler. Taillights are pretty cool though. Got a little ding here. I'm not worried about that. So yeah, it's a pretty cool car. Clean. It's not rusty, but it's got, you know, dings, chips. This car's been driven, but overall, it needs a really good bath. But I like it. I'm normally a Camaro guy, and I was just scrolling Facebook Marketplace and I seen this thing and it kind of stood out to me. I thought it was cool. I thought it looked good. I liked it. So I shot TC a message and then I drove the Beetle an hour out to his place so we could compare vehicles, and we decided we were going to trade. So I did a couple things to the Beetle to fix it up for him. He put a new alternator in this and changed out the throttle linkage, and today we swapped. So there she is. Yeah, I'm normally a Camaro guy for sure, but with the economy the way it is, you know, our Democrat-run economy is kind of crapshoot right now, and nobody's got money to really buy anything. So pretty much everything you see on Marketplace right now has been on there for months, and you'll see the little price grayed out with a new price. People are lowering their prices. People aren't buying anything is my point. So I figured, hey, why not trade? And here we are. We got to trade. So should start videoing. Is it working?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Got the car in the picture too?
Yeah.
All right. So, some of you are going to say I traded up. Some of you are going to say I traded down. The reality of the situation is TC has the same sickness I have. We like project cars. And, well, we get them, we work on them, we get bored with them, and then we want a new one. So this situation worked out perfectly. We were able to trade. He gets a new project. I get a new project. And she does need some love. It appears to be the stock 30, not stock, sorry. It appears to be the same 305 that was in the car. Somebody has done some stuff to it. It does have headers on it. It's got an Edelbrock intake on it. It's got a Holley carburetor on it, and it has roller rockers, which leads us to believe that it has a cam in it. The exhaust is kind of pieced together, so it needs a little bit of love. So hopefully this week I can get this thing insured and registered, and I'd like to run it through its paces quick before the snow falls, so we have an idea of what bugs want to rear their ugly heads that we're going to have to deal with. So that's it. You'll be seeing this car now in some future episodes. But for right now, I need to go fix the brake line on my truck and change the oil in Stacy's car before we can even start on this. But until next time, keep it creative and happy building.